What's up everybody, welcome back to another session of Ask Dan Anything. Today we've got a question from one of my clients, Anthony. He asks, what's the difference between being self-serving and being selfish? Now this is a dilemma that many people getting into self-development face because self-development is very self-focused, isn't it? It's all about you working on you. And one of the biggest barriers people have to actually engaging in this work is they feel that they're selfish in doing so. They've spent their whole lives seeking approval from others and trying to make other people like them and being told that that's a good thing to do. So to suddenly focus all their attention and energy on themselves feels very selfish. So I want to have a look at the difference between self-serving and selfish. And for me it's very simple. It's where the focus is. Selfish or selfishness is focused on your neediness, on your needs, and having your needs met. It means taking from the external world to try and fill a hole inside yourself. When I'm selfish, I'm usually going to do something that's beneficial to me in terms of instant gratification, but is probably going to take something away from somebody else, right? So self-serving, the focus is on my neediness. Selfishness, the focus is on my neediness. Self-serving, the focus is on my values. Not my needs, but my values. See, with self-serving, I might actually sacrifice my neediness in order to have integrity. I might give up on that piece of chocolate cake in order to go to the gym, even though what I want is to go to the gym. Whereas selfishness is, I'll just eat the whole cake, even if it's somebody else's. So self-serving creates and gives. I'm constantly creative with self-serving. I'm giving something out into the world. I'm trying to live with integrity, and in doing so I'm constantly engaged in honest acts that push out who I am into the world. With selfishness, the direction is the opposite. I'm bringing things into myself. I'm taking from the outside and bringing to me. So in terms of some practical examples, let's say, I'm going to make this up now, let's say a social interaction. Self-serving might be going into a social interaction with a focus on being honest and courageous. So I'm serving my integrity by focusing on my values, honesty and courage. So in that conversation, I'm going to be just saying what I think as boldly as I possibly can to serve me. Now in doing so, if you're the right fit for me, you're going to love that conversation. You're going to love the connection that comes out of it. And if you're a bad fit for me, you're going to be repulsed by that conversation, you're going to leave. But at no point in time do I try to take anything from you. You come or go as you please. Now in selfishness, if I was to go and socially interact, I'm going to be trying to take your approval. I'm going to try and make you focus your attention on me. I'm going to be trying to be the center of the room. And you're going to feel it, like your soul's being sucked out. You'll be exhausted after this conversation because I just kept taking from you. Yeah. So that's one of the difference. Now, I want to have a look at also why being self-serving is beneficial. There's an example I use to demonstrate this, an analogy, and it's when you're on an airplane and they do the security kind of briefing. And there's always this bit, I talk about it all the time, this bit where they say you need to put on your oxygen mask before you help the children next to you or any of the other passengers. And I remember when I first heard this, I thought, God, that's so selfish. Like, what bastard would put their own mask on before helping a poor, innocent little child? Until I realized, of course, if you don't put your own mask on and you're fucking around with the child's one and you're suffocating and the child's suffocating and you can't think clearly because you don't have any oxygen, you're both going to die. That's selfishness, actually, to try and look like the hero in serving the child first. All you do is sacrifice both of you. Whereas if you're like, hang on a sec, you little brat, I'm going to sort my shit out so that I'm healthy and thinking clearly and functioning well. And then I'll be able to help like 6 children and land the plane. Maybe not, but the point being is if you take care of yourself first, then the person who serves others is a high functioning product. Whereas if you try to take care of others first, and you'll know this from experience, you exhaust yourself and you become a shitty helper. They're being helped by someone who's all fucked up, which isn't very serving or giving, is it? If anything, it's just going to put another burden on them. Integrity creates a world that benefits from it. And what I mean by this is if you're self-serving, if you're trying to live by your values and have integrity, over time you're going to create a world from those actions You're going to have people in your life who love you for the way you are. You're going to have a job that lines up well with your values. You're going to have an exercise routine that serves your health. And so everything in your world will actually end up being served by your integrity. So as you continue to be self-serving, everything around you benefits more and more and more. And I've seen this in my own life so practically, is whenever I take care of me, the people who are a good fit for me benefit from it. BROJO is a great example of that. I created BROJO for me. It was my values that led me to create BROJO. And now we've got a whole community of people who benefit from it. It creates good fit connections. When you're serving yourself, you're only going to attract the people who are a good fit for you, and you're going to repulse the people who are a bad fit. Whereas if you're selfish and needy, you'll try and get everybody into your circle, which will repulse confident people. So when you're serving yourself, the people who are a good fit for you will be like, I like what I see here. I like being around this guy. He doesn't try to take anything from me because he's taking care of his own needs. It allows me to relax and just be myself with him. It's a oasis in a world of neediness and people trying to take from me. Here's this guy who's focused on taking care of his own needs. I like this guy. And role modeling. Like I just mentioned, we live in a world of people being fake and greedy and needy and insecure. It's like 97% of the whole world is just a mess right now. That's what it looks like to me. When I look out and go, who's confident? And I'm looking at a crowd, the answer is usually no one, or maybe one person. When you show that you have integrity, where you're willing to lose everything, all those selfish needs in order to serve yourself, serve your values, you show others that it can be done. You show others a way of living that they've never tried before, and give them hope that maybe that needy way of living that isn't working for them isn't the only way. So I hope that answers your question, Anthony. It's something I could rant on about for years. For more on trying to figure out what you living with integrity and self-serving means, grab a copy of my book, Nothing to Lose. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and of course, as always, send your questions through to dan@brojo.co.nz, and I'll see you all next time.